Welcome back to the show, guys. It's the Sports Age, and I'm your host, Duncan. I'm here with the usual maestros, my guy.
The usual host, Rodney, will be taking you through an amazing show today, so just stay tuned in for this one.
What's good, guys? Kevin here. It's gonna be lit. A new one today.
On today's episode, we shall be going through the Champions League and the Europa League. So many thrilling games and entertaining matchups.
Yeah,
Nail-biting games.
Arsenal's
Definitely.
Champions League, yeah?
I know, so guys can't wait to jump
Arsenal's
into
Champions
this.
League, yeah? Anyway, it's only up we have.
Yeah.
What can we do?
So the quarterfinals really had some nice matchups. Inter versus Bayern. Inter Milan
Yeah,
coming out on
beautiful
top on
games.
that one. What were your thoughts on that one, guys?
Inter Bayern, I feel like Inter really took charge of the first leg. And once they got that dominant result over Bayern in the first leg, that 2-1 victory that they got. I mean, let's first talk about the goals that they had.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those
definitely.
goals. That Lautaro Martinez, Steve Villa
The-
shot.
That layoff from Marcus Thuram. Oh,
That duo, Lautaro,
That duo.
Marcus Thuram,
Yeah,
one of the best striking duos. I know, back in the days, the 4-4-2 was that thing. Inter right now is really killing it with
yeah.
the
Yeah,
two guys up
definitely.
front.
Nzagi really cooking.
Inter has been on some mad form actually, because if you remember, there was a stat about them, I think, having conceded quite a few goals. I think 3 or something in just the league phase alone. It was really tight, and I had expected Bayern to do more anyway, but that first leg was very strong, very commanding.
The moment I had the maestro himself, Jamal Musiala, was out,
Yeah,
I didn't really expect Bayern.
Bayern's
to do
hopes
that.
really dwindled
Yeah.
after that.
that's very true.
Second leg
Yeah.
being a 2-2 draw.
Yeah,
Bayern tried coming back in the second leg, but that duo again of Lautaro Martinez and Thuram.
Marcus
yeah,
Thuram
Come
very,
in
very
clutch,
deadly.
coming in clutch.
Very
As it is
deadly.
with their defenders as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Inter is.
Yeah.
Bastoni.
They remind us of
Yeah.
those typical Italian teams of the late 2000s.
True.
The AC Milans, the Inter
True.
Milans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like they give us that kind of feel of how it was those days. Bastoni is really, really top
Boston
class,
is
I
doing
believe.
it, and
Top-
Dumfries.
One
three,
of the
top
best
three.
in the world.
Top 3
Centre backs is really,
Yeah.
really has that nailed down. And another person is Nicolo Barella, playing at an world class level this season. I feel
Yeah.
like Barella is that glue guy for the Inter team.
He's so good.
He's so good.
He's really up there
really
in the
good.
midfielders
He's really up there.
of
Yeah.
the season.
Mm.
Top 3.
Yeah, so Inter just had to take over Bayern,
Mm.
given what they had in defense and what
Mm.
they have in midfield. Hakan Kalhanoglu having himself one of
Yeah.
the best seasons of
Him
his
and-
career right now.
Henrik Mkhitaryan are really rolling
Running
back the
things.
days.
Yeah,
Rolling
true.
back the days.
But
of
I
course.
feel, man, most of us would really agree that Inter seemed like a more complete team as compared to Bayern.
Bayern
The
at
way
the
in which they gel, the way in which they play together, the way in which the flow from defense, midfield, attack
Yeah.
is very, very
So
strong.
fluid.
You know, yeah,
So fluid. So
Mm.
Inter is really one to watch out for.
One to watch out for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In another one, Barcelona played Dortmund. A crashing
true,
tie
True.
on
I
this
mean,
one.
we have to talk about my guy.
true.
Yeah, the man from Guinea, Siru.
Zero.
Zero.
See.
Like
Yeah.
I've never seen someone hold. He had the man of the match award,
Yeah,
but the guy was so sad.
Yeah.
He was so sad. Like he had that
Yeah.
face of like, damn man. Okay, I've won the man of the match
But
award, but
he's-
what next? I've lost.
it was an amazing
he
game
fought
by him.
for-
Honestly, really
You could say he
amazing.
tried in the second leg, obviously
Yeah.
taking it on a
of course, a
3-1.
brilliant second leg,
Indeed.
scoring himself
Brilliant,
a
yeah.
hat trick in the
Indeed.
game. So.
But they
Indeed.
couldn't really
It was
take down that crashing
that
4-0
resounding
defeat.
win. Yeah,
Barcelona hammered them in the first leg. It was really a battery.
It was
Yeah,
a battering. That for was it 4-1 4-0?
4-0.
4-0.
Yeah, that
4-0.
really won them a place. But kudos to Dortmund for fighting in the second
True.
leg.
Showed,
True.
had
They
a
showed
dog in them in
grit,
the
they
second.
Yeah.
fought, so yeah. It just showed
That's
you that
very
Champions
true.
League is Champions League,
Yeah.
man. You can never know what will happen.
Indeed.
Sure.
But Hansi Flick really has also done such a good job with that Barcelona team, you know.
They're,
With
they're,
all
they're
the
moving at another level.
yeah,
The way they
honestly,
play,
with the
the
financial
way-
issues, then
Wow.
you know having to rely on La Masia for you know top players, and the kids also taking on
For sure.
that
for
He
sure.
has
that
really
mantle.
giving the kids that confidence, I think,
Indeed.
this season to really go out and express themselves.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And Rafinha, the season is having.
Rafinha, 60 goal contributions.
Yeah,
already.
he's on track to beat one of Ronaldo's records in Champions League. So that's one to watch out for.
Rafinha
True.
is having himself a season, of course, Barca en route to a treble.
They're
Yeah,
flying.
to
Hansi
win
Flick's first season in charge.
Yeah,
So I would
That's
say
something.
what you're saying on Hansi Flick is really spot on.
Yeah.
Hansi Flick has had himself quite a brilliant season. I mean, he's up there with Ancelotti.
true.
Ancelotti taking himself the Premier League trophy
In his
anytime
debut
now.
season.
Yeah,
Liverpool
That's-
will be crowned champions. The last time we had that was with
Antonio Conte.
Antonio Conte.
Yeah.
First season took the trophy, so
It's quite something.
quite something. Ancelotti, the man who had always been unlucky in his previous seasons in Netherlands,
yeah,
will get himself the Premier League trophy. So I would say it was really going to be an interesting semi-final tie.
yeah. Definitely.
Definitely
One to
Inter
look out for.
Milan
Inter Milan
Yeah.
versus Barcelona.
Barcelona.
But
Yeah.
anyway, let's summarize this. We need our picks. What is your pick? Which team are you taking?
Definitely going Barcelona. Definitely going Barcelona. Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Minus me being okay, like a supporter and all, but
Yeah.
yeah,
You
I
believe
look
in
at
your
it and
boys.
I look at it and I think yes,
In
definitely,
Lamille, you believe.
definitely. We have one of the
Yamal.
the world's greatest, you know, superstars now. I think to come up, and
Mm.
who better, you know, to do it than him. Obviously, there are so many others. The Kubasi is having a
Pau Kubasi,
Massive
you have
season.
yourself a
Breakout,
brilliant
monster
player.
season.
wow, you know,
Top CB, very
So-
composed on the ball.
class. Pau
definitely.
Kubasi, his
You
game
know.
reading is out of this world.
Very good
Pedri-
on the tackle.
Pedri back from injury
Pedri
now
is
is having a
having himself-
season.
Pedri having himself
You
like
know.
he's
One
one of
heck
the
of a
best
season.
players of the La Liga. In La
Yeah.
Liga this season, I would say.
You could say he has the most ball
Was
interceptions.
recently
in
taking the
Europe.
La Liga player of the season for March player of,
Yeah, recently, yeah,
of the
yeah,
month.
you're right.
Yes, so
That's very true. You know,
I would say he's really brilliant. He's really
I-
scoring that golazo against Real Madrid in the Copa del Rey. final.
exactly.
Golazo.
set up by the means.
You know?
Golazo.
Set up by Lamine. They're having a very good season. So,
So Duncan, what are you going with?
I'm sorry, I'm going Inter. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Lamine is so good, and
Yeah.
Barcelona have been so outstanding this season.
Alright,
But at
alright.
the end of the
For
day,
me, this choice is not
Zaghi.
about. It's not about the stats or anything. It's about what I would want in the finals. As an
Yeah.
Arsenal fan,
who
ideally,
would be
if
your
I would
ideal
beat
opponent?
PSG, I would want my revenge against Barcelona.
Are you
I
sure?
want
Are you sure about
Barcelona. I want you, Lamine
You've
Yamal.
cast your
I
die.
want you, Rafinha. I want this. So
it's going to be
I
mad
would prefer
interesting.
Barcelona to take this.
Okay,
That's
you've
very
had
bad
it here.
interesting,
And
right?
Arsenal guys are really asking for
We're
Barcelona.
asking for
So,
Barca.
okay.
We can handle Barca.
Okay.
All
Lamine
right,
versus
you'll get that smoke,
Okay,
bro.
yeah.
Yeah,
You'll
Man
get that
versus Saka
smoke.
final is-
You'll get that smoke. It's good.
Liverpool
interesting.
taking the trophy away. I mean, if they win it against Spurs, currently the game is 3-1.
Mm.
Cody Gakpo having himself the third goal.
After Luis Diaz and
Yeah, so
McAllister.
I would
Wow.
really believe Liverpool are the champions.
Yeah.
2024, 2025.
Confirmed. already.
Congratulations, Liverpool fans out there. It was really a lovely
Congratulations,
season.
man.
You
You
could-
played the best football this
Yeah.
season.
Yeah,
Yeah,
best of the best this season.
Definitely.
You could say congratulations to Arsenal as well for three-peating that second man. Yeah,
Oh, Arsenal. But you know, that's why I was saying I don't mind Arsenal.
It's
also.
okay. It's
In the
okay.
final.
It's okay.
Arsenal?
It's okay. It's
So
okay.
in the
Yeah.
other times, PSG played Aston Villa. Unai Emery going up against
What
Luis
a
Enrique.
game.
Exactly.
What a
What a game.
Champions League
That
game.
time was
Yeah.
one of the best.
Whoa.
For
in
sure.
the
What a
quarterfinals.
Definitely.
Yeah,
I
That
agree.
especially
second leg was
leg. Oh my
dynamic.
God.
Like,
It was
you
so
could
good.
not know.
Yeah.
Even the first leg itself.
Even the first leg, yeah,
PSG
was so.
goal.
Aston Villa scored first. Is it?
Yeah.
Aston Villa
yeah,
scored
Aston,
first.
Aston Villa did.
Morgan
PSG
Rogers.
equalizes. Bam. PSG
Wow.
takes
Desire,
it
dude.
3-1.
Yeah.
Desiree Dewey with a
Wow.
brilliant
I
finesse.
don't know how you guys are going to match up with that kid, but
No. We have
PSG
our
has
boys.
so
We have our
many,
boys.
Exactly.
so many fires.
Exactly.
Timber.
And that's what I was also thinking
Urian
there.
Timber.
Urian Timber.
PSG is
Okay.
so it's so dynamic. Indeed,
Yeah,
you use the right words because Kvaratskhelia and Desiree Due
Dembele.
and Dembele and Bakola
Bakola.
also having a time of his
Desiree
mad.
Dewey.
It's mad. It's really going to
Joao
be
Neves
interesting.
inside
you know?
there.
PSG is really nice.
Vitinha.
Aston Villa
VT,
obviously
yeah.
taking it
Because
second
Aston
leg.
Villa really showing us that they are really up there among the top sides in Europe.
Indeed.
Aston Villa showing us
Indeed.
that this season they have been playing one of
Indeed.
the best
Yeah.
football in Europe
Yeah.
under Unai Emery. Kudos to Unai Emery.
Yeah,
They,
definitely.
they showed so much grit in terms of PSG went ahead 2-0 in the second leg,
Yeah,
and they came back and scored 3 goals in the second half. So
yeah. That's mad true, you know. And
that shows
Also-
how Emery has really built the squad.
exactly. And also like some of the players have really redefined themselves in
Yeah.
his charge. Rashford,
Ah,
you know, Asensio.
my guy.
They're having themselves a very, very good season, and you never know, it could be the start of something new, you know.
Hopefully they pay up that money for Rashford and
True.
funnel
True.
it
It
to
would be
someone.
interesting, and they see,
Matthias Cunha, you never
you
know.
know.
Dreams.
Yeah.
You're really hoping, yeah?
So to maybe cut it off, PSG will play Arsenal.
Yeah. And we're going to see
I
that.
think we should get into this
Yeah.
matchup. We should get
You
into
know?
this matchup.
Let's get into it.
Of
Yeah.
course, I feel like as the Arsenal fan, the major thing that will be missing is Thomas Partey. Of course, quite a silly yellow card to get against Real Madrid. I think
Yeah.
we should first talk about our performance against Real Madrid. Both
Yeah.
at home at the Emirates and away at the Bernabeu.
The
Honestly,
So-
that
The
one,
rice
Uh,
cooker.
that one I
The
wasn't.
rice cooker. I
You
know-
saw-
I
you
know-
saw-
I know you also that
You're
meme
interested
of
me, yeah.
Rice
Rice
cooks
cooks
better when
it's closed,
the
yeah.
lid is shut. So
Yeah, that was
I
so
will not say
interesting.
much.
Yeah.
Bend it like dicks. We've seen it all. We've seen all those free kicks. Of course, it was truly a 100 million pound performance
That's-
by Declan Rice.
That
Yeah, for
match
sure.
had
For
me
sure.
so surprised.
For sure.
Truly a
For sure.
performance, and I really believe it as like Rice. This is the time you have to come up big. This is when you have to show players that you're worth this amount of money.
Yeah.
Play the
And you
game
know,
of your life.
it's very ironic you say that. I was actually watching the game with a friend of mine, and just when he was taking that second free kick, I remember we were joking about us telling him, but you know,
Surely
Arsenal
can.
can actually bottle this game, but that might be a very good goal. And no
Of course,
sooner
as
had
haters,
than that.
you
But
have
Second-
to think
second
about
goal.
it.
yeah, true.
Yeah,
But
he is on the is, anyway.
but he really did.
Mm.
Yeah, he did amazing.
Arsenal was
amazing.
so
Top class.
dominant in that first leg.
Yeah,
I could say Merino's finish really exemplified
Mikel
what
Merino had
Arsenal was
himself
really playing.
Good,
Exactly.
Good
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
Good
Courtois
games.
having himself an amazing game. So many
Could
saves.
have been much worse.
Yeah,
True.
could have been
Courtois.
much,
yeah,
much,
indeed,
much worse.
indeed, that's very true. But
Madrid was so
Wow.
average.
Madrid, it
was
seemed
so
like
average.
I don't know. Maybe they were. I wouldn't call them tired or complacent, but the way in which I think they approached the game was not it.
Yeah, you
was
could say
not Madrid level, I
Ancelotti
think.
was outwitted by Arteta on this one.
So Madrid's plan had always been to beat Arsenal on the counter-attack. So
Yeah.
they really left back Vinicius Junior. They left back Mbappe to try and find a way
Yeah,
of hitting back Arsenal.
Yeah.
And this never materialized the way Ancelotti anticipated it.
true.
It was different. Arsenal had total domination
Yeah.
of the ball.
Indeed.
Rarely did they do mistakes. I mean, the only mistake I saw was in the first minutes when Kivio kind of misplaced the ball in
True.
the first leg. But other than that, there was no other mistake apart from that Saliba giveaway.
Yeah.
So Arsenal was really dominant in both legs of the game.
And it did. It's very interesting that you mentioned Saliba. You know what a season he's also having, and imagine if they had
As
Gabriel too.
expected.
Yeah. Imagine if they had Gabriel and he wasn't injured.
I think that's
Would have
a
been-
testament to
wow.
Arteta's coaching as well, because
Mm.
to a certain degree, all of us were questioning why did he keep buying defenders.
Indeed.
Yet
yeah.
you needed priority positions like the striker.
Yeah, a finisher. That's true.
Still do need that striker.
Yeah. but your defense.
But you're
has been
doing well.
so
The defense,
Issa,
yeah,
please.
it has
So,
been.
It's like if you're
It's
watching
been
this,
something
haram.
else.
Arsenal needs you.
Haram.
Arsenal needs you, Issa.
I would rather him going out of Europe. than you guys
Exactly,
getting
right? Oh my
Anyway,
god, that would be
so
so
the
bad.
upcoming matchups in
You
this
know?
game,
Yeah.
of course, we'll be having Bukayo Saka against a man on extreme form right now. I'm talking about Nuno Mendes, the Portuguese left back. He's been having himself
He's
quite
been
an
having,
amazing
yeah.
season,
Yeah.
scoring a goal home and away
Yeah.
in the quarterfinal tie.
He's playing with so much confidence right now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Coming off a
Exactly.
contract renewal, so
Exactly.
he's really playing like a man on a mission at the moment.
Yeah.
Ashraf Hakimi down the other side
Ashraf
as well.
Hakimi versus
He's also playing
Martinelli.
so
Gabriel
well.
That will be
Yeah.
something.
Static.
It's going to
Speed
be
versus
interesting.
speed.
Yeah. Wow.
Martinelli, yeah, first style up. Martinelli.
Low-key.
Hakimi is serious.
Interesting.
Anyway, I believe in him. He will do a
Yeah.
good job.
Interesting. I think it's going to be a close match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Arsenal
could say
PSG,
this game
I
has
think it's
to
going
be
to be a close match.
Okay, we have to
decided
go
in the
predictions.
middle.
Right now, we have to be decisive. Let's have yours.
Arsenal PSG.
Yeah.
Mm.
I would think. Let me see. First leg probably 2-2.
Ooh.
First leg 2-2 is what I would expect, and second leg, Arsenal most likely edge them out because of their defense. But yeah, I think I would go 2-2 and 2-1.
So you have Arsenal going through this one
Yeah.
to the
yeah.
final
Yeah, that's what I would
versus
think.
Barcelona.
Yeah,
All right.
that's what I would think.
Nah.
Let's have it from you, Duncan.
There's no way you guys are going to stop those four. Bakola, Kavara, Dembele, Desire. Ain't no way. You can
It's going
have
to be
Timber,
fire.
you can have Wood, you can have Saliba, you can have Bamboo behind there, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
PSG in two. Trust me.
How many goals have Arsenal conceded in this Champions League?
Quite a number.
Well, I could say you
But
guys
not
conceded
many.
in your last game, so
How many goals? How many goals do you think Arsenal has conceded in this Champions League season?
Let me see.
5.
I don't think they are. Of course, I would say they are not more than 5 goals.
They're not in double digits for sure.
No, bro.
For sure.
Double digits. That's
Yeah.
too much.
For sure they're not.
Arsenal
but,
has not conceded more than 5 goals in this whole Champions League campaign. That just shows you how solid the Arsenal defense was. They
Indeed.
kept out Rodrigo, Bellingham, Mbappe, Vinicius, and you're talking about Kvaratskhelia. You're talking about Dembele.
But in PSG,
If I stopped Mbappe, who
in
are
PS,
you?
in PSG,
Who are you?
in PSG, you're going to find a
I
very
stopped your guy
dynamic
score
team.
a hat-trick in World Cup.
Yeah.
So who are you?
In PSG, you're going to find a very dynamic
I
team.
have
That's why I
Saliba.
told you it's going to be close,
I have Saliba.
close, but
So-
with a number of goals.
So from your predictions, the final is Barcelona
Arsenal.
and Arsenal.
Yeah.
Me as well. And you?
Mine would be Inter versus PSG.
All right. and who will be in the
Interesting.
final?
Interesting. So who would win in your? Yes.
I would say Inter may edge it.
Inter. Anyway.
Yeah.
For me, it would be Arsenal. For him, it would be Barca.
Yeah, definitely.
So I guess that's
Definitely.
enough for the
Wrap
Champions
up
League.
with Champions League wrap up.
We will have ourselves some Europa, of course, for the Man U fans out there.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is the
That's-
only hope they have.
Our last
something.
glimmer of hope.
Manu is going to bottle, honestly.
The Europa League quarterfinals had themselves some thrilling matchups.
True.
Very, of
Yeah,
course.
True. Very thrilling, by the way.
Starting with that Man U game. Wow. Remontada. Defined.
that was one of my favorite games this season. Not entirely because of the way we played, but the heart we showed.
Yeah.
Coming back from 4-2 to winning the game 5-4. That's incredible. That's something I'll
That
tell
was
my
really
kids.
That
amazing.
was amazing.
That was
Though-
amazing.
though
The
did you
euphoria
did you
that
feel?
I was beaming.
Yeah. Did you feel it was also kind of cutting it a bit too close?
That's the United
You know?
way I would say
really
right now.
at the
because-
last minute.
Yeah. You
know?
could say we tried dominating Lyon, but at the end of the day, they got the red card and then they scored 2 goals
Exactly.
going ahead.
Exactly.
That was astronomical
You
to
know?
me. It showed great Ryan Cherky.
Yeah.
Wow. We've
Wow.
been talking about him on the pod. So you really know how
Yeah, of
dangerous
course,
this player
guys,
is.
We've talked about him on the pod, so Yeah, those who listen to the Sports Edge podcast,
Came in clutch.
you,
with the
you
goal
know who
against
the
us.
right players are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan Cherky, Lacazette, your old guy, bagging a goal.
Yeah.
That really almost broke me. But Captain Fernandez, nerves of steel, coming up clutch, and the boy, Kobe Maino.
Yeah, Kobe Mainu has been, I think, it's one of the gems, one of the ones that will probably definitely stay in
Yeah.
the team after this season, at season's end. Yeah, those are definitely one of the gems I think they'll build the team around. And
Had Kobe Mano was
You
going
know.
to Arsenal.
Haram.
no chance. no
Ain't
chance.
no way.
That can't
You
be
would have to
happening
give us
nowhere.
Saka. You would
That's
have
how,
to
yeah,
swap
Saka would have
with
to
Maino.
leave.
I would say that's a fair trade.
That would be interesting. you
Yeah,
know?
but
But
you-
also Fernandez played
yeah.
pretty well, and I think he's one of, if not
Because
the
Fernandes
only,
is the heart.
you
The
know,
heart
yeah,
of the
beating
line.
heart of
He's
Manu
everything.
because
you could
man,
say special shout outs to DJ Cas Baby. Casemiro had himself a monster
I would
game.
say maybe
Yeah.
nice
Two
special
assists.
shout-out would be Casemiro.
2 assists
Yeah.
for the last 2 goals. Very solid. He had a
Solid.
solid game.
Casemiro has really rediscovered
Yeah.
himself
Yeah.
ever since
Rolling back the
Ruben
days.
Amorim came in.
Yeah.
Actually, I thought
He's gone. And
he's
that's
gone.
it.
His career is
Yeah.
done.
Everyone
Yeah.
He's going to
wanted him out.
Saudi.
Yeah.
But there's a way he has rediscovered himself as a player under Amorim.
Quality doesn't really go away from a player. So
no,
if you still have
definitely
it,
it doesn't fade.
Yeah.
Definitely,
So
but
he
I think
still has
also
it.
that new breath of fresh air, a
Yeah.
new coach with different, tactics, different ways in which he wants the players to adhere to his standards. I would say it's probably one of the things that has boosted him and given him that zeal to do what he's doing now. But yeah, rolling back the days, man, Casemiro. I was surprised that actually his season
Yeah.
was going quite badly. Honestly, yeah. I feel like he was more let down by the team, and not himself. I think.
You could say after those 2 horrific errors in the Liverpool game, people
Yeah.
really started throwing him out,
Indeed, yeah,
pointing
yeah.
to the exit.
Indeed,
But testament to his grit and character, he has really played himself back into
Casemiro
Yeah,
is a
true.
champion.
Yeah.
Champion's heart. You
How
can
many
see.
Champions does this guy have?
4?
They're like 4-3 around there. So
Mm.
this is a player who
Scoring in
has been
Champions
through
League
it.
finals.
His trophy cabinet is quite big, so
Yeah.
yeah.
he knows what's needed.
Okay,
So
He knows what's
United will go to the San Mames facing Atletico Bilbao.
Athletic.
What do you guys think about that tie? Do you think we can?
I think
we
it's
can
going to
sneak
be.
ourselves past
Wow.
Nico Williams.
I think it's going to be it's going to be a test
Mm.
for sure for Manu. That's going to be a test because if at all they were holding back anything, or if at all they were hoping to grasp anything
Yeah.
for this season, to at least give them the boost that man we can do something. We can at least we're not doing so well, but we're trying.
We have this.
We
at
have
least.
this indeed, yes. So I would think wow.
Yeah.
They should definitely do much better, but Athletic is going to be very, very, very sharp for them.
Yeah,
For
Bilbao is so tough. Obviously, they've conceded the least goals in La Liga. That really,
Yeah, they've been really good this season.
with the way
Yeah.
our United offense is struggling, if we don't get a
Exactly.
mad back by that game, I don't think we stand a very big chance.
Bilbao has really been solid. So
Bilbao has
this
played
is
so
going
well,
to have to
you know?
be a really monster performance from Manchester United to
Yeah.
be able to go through to the finals. I believe the level at which Bilbao has been playing, their defense, and with how Manu has been performing against teams that are really solid defensively, I feel like Manu will really struggle to find a way through this Bilbao defense.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
the threat of the Williams
Williams
brothers
brothers.
Yeah.
will always be elusive. For
Ever
the Man U
present, yeah.
defense.
Ever
It's
present.
really going to be a tough tie for us.
It's going to be tough. That's what I honestly think. Very, very tough. You need
So-
Manu would need to.
Mm.
I don't know. They'll need to dig deep. They need to do something.
Who are you
unique,
giving it to?
different. Athletic Club,
Okay,
Yeah.
Roddy?
definitely.
Yeah,
Athletic
yeah.
Club.
I don't know. I just want Manu's hearts to be broken at the peak,
Wow.
at the prime moment.
Yeah.
So I believe Manu is taking this one.
I
Really?
would say we have
Interesting.
the
Yeah,
minerals.
they'll
that
have
can-
that advantage at Old Trafford, and
Okay.
the
That-
one game in the final will
Yeah.
be the heartbreak for them.
I would say the second leg is going to be the real decider.
Yeah,
I could
for
say
sure.
the first leg, it may end a draw.
Yeah.
The way I'm saying things, we may both sit very deep and just keep it so boring.
Yeah.
But I would say the second leg, watch out for that. So many goals in that one. I'm
Exactly.
sure.
But indeed, that's a saying
Yeah.
that I would give it to Athletic Club because the decider is at theirs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've had it from the boys on that branch of the Europa League. On the other side, we have Spurs playing Bodo Glimt.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that? Do you think Spurs can edge it after playing themselves out of Frankfurt?
I would think so. Yeah. I would think so because they can rely on Son for sure, definitely. And the rest would really have to pull up their socks,
Brennan Johnson,
Brennan Johnson is
Kulusevski,
having
Solanke.
an amazing season. So it's going to be interesting. It's really going to be interesting. If they bottle it will be so bad.
Talk about
Honestly.
bottling. It won't be a
It'll be
bottling
so
job.
bad.
It's Spurs.
It's expectations.
It'll be so
from them.
bad. I don't think the coach would stay, actually.
Ange.
Yeah. If he bottles.
Ange always wins the trophy in his
In
second
his-
season.
Really?
That's what he says.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's wait and
see.
see.
Let's
Let's
wait
wait
and
and
see.
see,
Rudy,
indeed,
what's your prediction for the Spurs?
Of course, Spurs versus Bodo Glimt. Bodo Glimt has been quite solid. Of course, they have not been doing quite so well in the league,
Fifth.
given their
Yeah.
position
Yeah.
at the moment. But I believe this is the game for their season, so you will really expect a competitive game. And if Spurs is not on their A game, they could face the possibility of losing this game.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, for sure.
For me, it all depends on how Spurs is going to show up on that first leg. If they show up as the Spurs that has been showing up in the league this season,
Yeah.
they're definitely going to lose. But if they show up as the Spurs that has been playing in the Europa League this season,
Yeah.
there's hope for them. So
Indeed.
I would say Spurs would go through.
Indeed.
But
You guys might find this controversial, but I think Bodo might take them.
I would not be surprised.
Yeah.
Honestly. I would not
Spurs
be
is so
surprised.
shaky.
I would not be
So
surprised.
shaky.
Yeah. I feel
So
like
shaky.
Bodo
They
is
have
going
more-
to
they have more losses than wins this season.
Yeah.
So that's just quite.
And I feel like Bodo for sure they are also trying to salvage something
Yeah.
this season. But I feel they have more to lose, as compared to Spurs. I feel like, like you said, if at all Tottenham doesn't come on its A game, it's going to be water. For sure.
So the final would be
So all of you are
United.
You're going with Spurs. I'm going with Spurs, and is going with Bodo Glimt versus United.
Yeah.
So who's taking your final and who's the champion of Europa? 2024-2025.
If Tottenham goes through,
Yeah, Spurs is taking.
Spurs.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Obviously, it's me taking it. You guys don't mind. You know me.
Okay.
United taking Europa.
Yeah. Ruben
First
Amorim's
Europa
first.
since the Pogba days.
Yeah.
Mourinho's
We are-
triumph.
We're taking it.
All right.
Of course, Spurs United. This is a really hard one for me. Really.
Well,
I would
amazing.
go with United. I would want to see United in Champions League next season,
Okay.
Okay.
just to see them lose.
That's an interesting one. You've had it here from the boys, the maestros themselves, who will be the champion in the Europa League or the Champions League. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Like and subscribe if you haven't. And I've been your host, Duncan, with the boys in the studio with me. Sports Age out.
Rodney, Kevin,
Kevin,
thank you for your first show.
Yeah.
definitely.
It's been amazing.
Amazing. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Sports Edge.
Peace.